Welcome to the high school football forecast here in week number 5 on the Acadiana postgame show. I'm your host, Greg Larner. All right, we're going to do things a little bit differently this week. We usually do player of the week. I'm going to give you a team of the week, a team in general, because there was one team last week who had themselves a very big win in a revenge game, if you will. Notre Dame was playing at Catholic High New Iberia, the team that beat them in the state championship game a year ago, and they got the victory in convincing fashion on the road, 49-0. Shut them out. Big win for the Pios, so congratulations. They get the award of Team of the Week. All right, let's take a look at a couple of our games of the week. And we start off with a couple 4-0 teams in Eunice versus Church Point. Both teams, as I mentioned, undefeated. Eunice, the number 1 team in Class 3A coming into this game. Church Point right behind them at number 2. So whoever wins this game, clear path to being the number 1 team in Class 3A. Church Point beat Eunice last year 28-18 in 2017. Both teams have 4 or 5 good weapons on the outside, whether it be running backs, wide receivers, and both quarterbacks in this matchup are dangerous, getting outside the pocket and using their legs if they can't find anything down the field. Church Point and Eunice are both high-scoring teams. They both average about 40 points per game, and the defenses have been stout as well. Church Point averaging just 15 points per game allowed, and Eunice just 23 points per game allowed. So I'm looking at this matchup, two teams with undefeated records. Should be a good one. All right, let's take a look at another matchup between two 4-0 teams. This time, Barbe versus Acadiana. And this game can be heard on ESPN 1420, ESPN1420.com, and the ESPN 1420 mobile app. This is one of the best rivalry games around in this area, and it's a district game to boot. And you look at last year, Acadiana ended up winning this one 28-14. Barbe comes into this matchup sporting a better offensive output so far this season through 4 games. They're averaging an astounding 43 points per game. The defense has been good as well, allowing just 15.5 points per game. Acadiana, on the other hand, they're more of the grind it out and wear you down type of team. They don't average a lot of points per game, just 25.5 points per game they average on offense. Defensively, they're only allowing 15 points per game. I expect this one to be a knockdown, drag it out type of battle between these two district rivals. All right, let's look at our final matchup of the week, and it's our game of the week on KPEL 96.5, KPEL965.com, and the KPEL 96.5 News app. It's Teurlings versus Catholic Baton Rouge. Teurlings coming into this matchup 2-2. Catholic Baton Rouge 3-1, coming off a huge game, a huge win, I should say, against STM last week. For Teurlings, though, quarterback Samuel LeBlanc, he had a bounce-back game against Rummel last week after 2 weeks ago having a rough one against the Pios of Notre Dame. He came out through 3 touchdowns last week with just 1 interception, threw over 270 yards in this one. Also, look out for Landon Trosclair, the running back, man. He has been a beast all season long. He's really picked up the slack there with the running game. And look for wide receiver Michael Hines, who's kind of stepped up in the passing game and helped this Teurlings Rebels offense out as well. As far as Catholic Baton Rouge, you can look out for a couple guys. Quarterback Cameron Dartez, and you can look out for running back Joshua Parker as well. He's a very hard runner, doesn't go down easily. I'm expecting this one to be a tough matchup for Teurlings, but it's at home, and maybe a little home cooking will do the Rebels good. This has been another high school football forecast here on the Acadiana postgame show. I'm your host, Greg Larner.